Hello everybody, welcome back. In this demo, I'm going to showcase how Quarkus Dev Services stand up backstage to share your existing project with your platform engineering team, but also your developer team as well. So basically, since the platform engineering came out upon the world, so you have more time spent with the platform engineering team when you share your existing project. Traditionally, you just develop your application, Java, .NET, Python, and then once your job's done, you just push and commit your code. That's it, job's done. However, now you're going to share your existing project with your team for new joiner and platform engineering team to make it available, make it shareable with the across team. So what is the best way to share your existing project, which is like a internal developer portal, most likely based on Backstage. So, but when you create a new software template, which include all software specification, including your application and like application runtime, stack, and JDK, and so on, it's a little bit not easy to specify all detail your application runtime environment. But Quarkus provides some extension, which is a Backstage. It automatically stand up the Backstage as container using test container with the out-of-box feature, but also it automatically generate like a manifester for Backstage, like a bunch of YAML file and Helm chart YAML file automatically based on your Quarkus project. Let's get into the demo and how that works and what that looks like. So I'm going to create a new Quarkus project, using Quarkus CLI. You can always using project generator from Quarkus.io, or you can use your preferred package manager like a Gradle Maven. So I'm going to go with the Quarkus application here, and then this is a default application. There's no Quarkus Backstage extension. You just create a brand new empty project from Scaffold, and I'm going to just open my just generated project. And then I'm going to start Quarkus demo. But for that, I'm going to use the Java latest version 24. I'm going to using the Maven command line to run Quarkus demo live coding. So whenever I change whatever the application property from now on, it automatically rebuild, recompile, restart application to increase my developer productivity. Okay, this is a dev UI. Once Quarkus runtime starts, as you can see, there are a few fundamental extensions already pulled on my local system, which is the REST API. You can see endpoint automatically generate a hello world from Quarkus REST. So I just confirm, verify my application works. So let me try to add a new extension, which is Backstage. So as you can see, the Quarkus Backstage like a 060 is the latest version. And then once you edit a new Quarkus Backstage extension, now I'm going to go into application property to add some required keys and value to create the fundamental template here. So you can see that I'm going to create a new dev template, installation enable true, which allow me to create a new dev template, like some sample, based on my existing scattered project. This is hello world. And then another thing is template generation is enabled for us as well. So, which means I don't want to generate some default, but I just want to generate software template based on my Scala project. Okay, now I'm going to restart Quarkus demo because it's still experimental feature, so I need to restart Quarkus demo, which allow really automatically stand up and start container image like a DT, open source face, the Git repository, but also a Backstage edge container, which is just so cool. So if you have any experience to use a test container, regardless of Java, JavaScript, or even Python, you have to always set up configuration related to test container, like image path, credential, and then some mandatory keys and value, sometimes like a password or credential, something like that. But also you need to add some like a wrapping or some configuration code in your Java class or method. But Quarkus actually provides dev services is out-of-box feature based on test container, which allows developers just to set up dependency, like a maybe dependency, some of the module in Gradle, and it automatically start that test container for the dev service. In this case, is a Backstage. So when I start, and then you can see that there are two container automatic startup. One is Git, because the Backstage already pulled down some latest version from Git repository, and the Backstage container also automatically starts on my local machine. In order to that, you have at least one container runtime, like a Podman or Docker. Alrighty, and then here's the thing is, you can see that there are Backstage folder automatically generate just say right now you can see that there's Scaffolding project like a Java, and then when I go to the file, it's a template and the category info file, it's all generated automatically by Quarkus Backstage extension. So developer, you don't need to worry about how to generate YAML file and what is the key and the mandatory field. So when I go back to that UI, now you can see that there are Backstage extension already there. And one of the great thing is that UI also integrate the Backstage web UI. And then here's my guest user for my local. And then you can see that Quarkus Backstage, which is exactly the same name of my project name. You can change it whenever you want in the application property and the configuration. And then here's I'm going to create the software template, which is I created my application property, Quarkus Backstage dev template. And when I create that, you can see that automatically generates some mandatory field. For Maven project, for example, the component name should be unique on the Backstage environment. So I'm going to try to a little bit change like my application dash den, and then so application name also my add den, and I'm going to leave it by default to communicate in my Git repository. And then once I'm done, I'm going to review whole configuration are correct or not. And once I create this software template, it automatically create a new application on my local machine. So when I go to detail view my catalog info, you can see there's some relationship and like a tech dog or some of the like abusers and so on. So this is a more advanced use cases. So let's say I'm going to create my like AI application or the Microsoft Cloud Native application. So my application have a multiple capability, functionality, and feature. And I finish my application development. I just create a soft template from my like a Backstage with the Quarkus. And then I'm going to really add and edit some of the stuff. And I'm going to push it into that import that Backstage YAML in the production environment, something like Backstage. This is a Red Hat Developer Hub based on Backstage. Now you can see multiple software template for your team, like a developer team and platform engineering team. So when some new project member, like a new joiner, came to your team, and then they just go to this software template and then just try to create a new one, and then just verify what the current application status looks like, and then how they work. They just speed it up. Let me go try to just go one of the software template, just give it a try. This is one of the AI application software template. And then I'm going to try to add a similar thing like a Maven artifact name. And then I'm going to try to image name like a private query or OpenShift integrate container registry. And then when I set all configuration, I just create a new software template. It will create my own Cloud IDE, my own Git repo, and my own namespace in Kubernetes to deploy existing application. So in the meantime, to deploy the CI/CD stuff based on Tecton and Argo CD, this is an automatically generated Scaffolding project, not only application, but also like Argo CD, like a Tecton CI/CD stuff. So when I go to application property, you can see that all valuable like a URL are automatically render generated from existing cluster. When I go to GitHub supporter, this is automatically generated as well for CI/CD processes. You can see that it automatically generated a bunch of the YAML file to manage the ham chart, the value configuration and management. but also the CI based on Tecton, a CD based on Argo, GitOps practices. Okay, so go to CD, now you can see almost done, and then go to CI tab, all application, you can find the logs, and then there are patch repository in the Maven build, and try to containerize, and then build and push the build success, and then go to the build and push, and then you can see that everything which is automatically deployed to your target environment. Here's my Quarkus application top plus view, and you can see that application log directly from this portal rather than go to Kubernetes environment. In my application running like some of the fake personal insurance company with the AI application, this is a chatbot for AI. Let me try to ask one prompt, like a question, like what are the founder of a personal insurance fake company, and it literally showed them answer from AI model, which is already deployed in the Kubernetes and OpenShift AI. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you see you next time.